health care. And I am your host, Bridget. Thank you for joining me on this channel. The main focus is helping us to become highly effective healthcare worker, bringing informative, educative solutions to our world. I am so happy you're here. Sit down, relax, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Hello guys, how you doing? This is Bridging Healthcare and I'm so excited for another opportunity to impact knowledge. My name is Bridget Ezobiako and I'm your host. Thank you very much to all my returning subscribers and to all my new subscribers. Welcome, because I know you have subscribed. If you are not yet subscribed, it's not too late. Just click on the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel so that anytime I post a video, you'll be the first to know. This channel is dedicated to helping you to become an efficient and very effective healthcare professional. In this channel, it is quite educative, informative. We give information that are useful for you, for those that are studying, for those that are considering going into the healthcare space, and even for healthcare professionals. So welcome, sit down, relax, and let's dive right in. Today I have something interesting to talk about. Now, as a healthcare professional, no doubt you will have emergencies. There will be times when you get to your patient and maybe there is a fall or there is an emergency. And if you are not equipped, you will not know how to handle it. And how you handle every emergency matters. Now, emergencies differ. Some emergency can be very fatal and some emergencies can be very, easy to handle. But there's a general rule on how to manage it. Now, what are emergencies? Because when you ask me what is an emergency, because somebody can say, I didn't eat my food, I'm hungry, and I'm not getting, and that's an emergency. No. For a healthcare professional, an emergency is any situation, in layman's term, an emergency is any situation that puts the client at risk of injury or death. So it's a potential situation or a situation that has happened that puts your patient at risk of injury or death. Now, what are you to do in the scenario where there is an emergency? The first thing you need to do, your role as a healthcare professional, is to look for a way to protect or prolong the life of this client. And what do I mean by protect or prolong? So you are looking for a way to make sure that the situation doesn't get so bad that the person has irreversible injuries or that the person doesn't lose their life, or making the person as comfortable as possible. So your role can be as simple as just opening airways, ensuring that the environment is airy. Let's say, for instance, somebody collapses. The first thing you need to do is to ensure that everywhere is airy so that the person gets enough oxygen. Because you see people crowd a person that has just fainted, and that alone is enough to kill the person. Or let's say the person has an epileptic seizure. That is why, as a rule of thumb, you need to have an idea of what's wrong with your client, what their situation is. But let's say, for instance, it's the first time you are visiting this client. You are visiting this client, you don't know the situation, or you've not read the file, and you got there and then you meet that this person is on the ground. So there are some simple steps to take. Now, we know the regular rule, the ABC of first aid. Of course, airways are open, right? Check the person is breathing, right? Then make them comfortable. Call for help. Airways, breathing, call for help. And of course, D, which is defibrillation, if there is need for that. But if there is no help coming, there is no point performing any first aid, because you are just going to wait in futility. So I'm going to mention different case scenarios. For instance, you get to a client's house and the person is 80 years old and the person fell. You notice that the person is on the ground. Don't try to help the person to stand up, because you don't know if the person has broken a bone or the neck is okay. You don't want to add to the problem. All you need to do is make them comfortable. Call for help immediately. Call emergency numbers depending on your location, and look around. Call people around, and then call your supervisor and make this person comfortable. If they are not breathing, check their airways. If they are cold, cover them, and then keep talking to them. Do your best to keep them engaged. If the person is incommunicado, that the person is collapsed, check that they are breathing. Position them to their left if possible, so that their airways, make sure that their chin is up so that their airways, put your hand underneath to check that the person is breathing, okay? So you meet somebody that has a fall. Somebody has an epileptic seizure. Don't start holding the person, because there are different kind of epilepsy, and of course there is the clonic and the tonic, and some people have both together. So clonic is when the person is jerking, the person is contracting, and the other one is when the person is weak. Now, what do you do at that time? Make them comfortable. Make sure that their airway is open. That's number one. Ensure that the person, there's air, the place is airy enough. If the windows are closed, open it so that there is cross ventilation. Call for help. Call for help. Dial any emergency number you have. Dial your supervisor. If you have a colleague outside, call them inside. Let people know the situation so that those that are designated to help the client should help the client. Then, as a rule of thumb, do not panic. It's not as easy as it sounds. Like you just come in and then you see something scary. Don't panic immediately, because sometimes when you are panicked, you do the wrong thing. So take a deep breath. Look around. Check that the person is out of danger. So the person is not on the main road or something is not falling down. So see what you can do to protect the person from danger if the person is not able to communicate. Then call the person's name. Call, see if they can respond. Call, see if they can respond. If the person can respond, fine. Let the people that the doctor you've called or the hospital you've called or the emergency care unit you've called, is aware of the situation of things. Look at the person's file quickly if you've not been there before. Is this person asthmatic? Do they have an inhaler somewhere? Let's say somebody has an asthmatic, you don't know. And you check around quickly and see how you can help this person. But if the person has fallen, it's always advisable not to move the person until it's proven that that person did not break their neck or something. I also want to talk about a situation where you get to the person and the person is just about to fall. Maybe somebody trips. Don't, try and form Okogan and say you want to just catch them. No. There's something called assisted fall. So the person is already falling. What you should do is just guide them gently so that they have a soft landing. So somebody is climbing the stairs and they trip. In the case of that emergency, support them as they go down. Don't catch, because you might not be able to catch them like that. And then both of you will go down. Then look for the person's name. In advanced countries, most clients have what is called it's like a chain. Some people wear it as a bangle, and it's like an emergency contact. Once there is an emergency, they click on that button and the ambulances and everybody that needs to come and attend to them attends to them. But if that person does not have that, that's why you need to know who to ring. Call the emergency number. And when the emergency comes, Explain to them everything that has happened according to what you can understand or what you met. Okay, I came into the house at this time, and this is what I saw. So that will help them to be able to, help the person. Follow, if you have to use a defibrillator, follow the operator's manual. If let's say the person is not breathing and you have called for help and you've not received help, maybe there are two of you because you cannot do CPR alone. CPR is not one person procedure, it's two persons procedure. Make sure you follow the instruction of whatever equipment you need to use. I also want to talk about choking. Is what you will find in your role. You'll find choking. Very, very often people choke. Now, how do you help someone that is choking? Some people, when they choke, how do you even know somebody is choking? So you look at the client's face and the client was talking and then you find out that the person is not able to talk. The person is doing something like this. There's a squinting in the eye. Choking occurs when something obstructs the airways. So when something has obstructed that channel, the person is not able to breathe out or breathe in. There's an obstruction. So how can you help somebody that is choking? There are simple ways. I'm going to start from the simple ways to the complex ways. And if it's something you cannot handle, please call on emergency immediately. So if you notice that the person is not able to, the person was talking and then the person could not talk, or the person is holding their chest, the first easy step is to rub their back gently, tap their back gently, just at the middle of the back, up between the two clavicles, between the two shoulder blades. Just rub gently. Now, if that works, fine. If that does not work, put a little bit of pressure. If that does not work, you find that the person is not still, the person is beginning to cough. And, you are seeing that this person is struggling to breathe. You tap the back further. You tap it 3 times at a go. Now, if you tap it well and the person is able to cough out that thing, you make that person comfortable. You could give them water to drink or let them catch a breather. That is it. If that doesn't work, there's something called the Helmich maneuver. The Helmich maneuver. Now, disclaimer, I'm a healthcare professional and I'm not telling you this, that you must do this. If your company says call immediately, please call the emergency unit. I'm just saying, in case of an emergency and you just really need to do something, you come around the back of the person, you put your hands together and hold just right under the chest like this, and you just pull up towards you 3 times. 1, 2, 3. What happens is that the person should be able to cough out what they are choking on. And if you keep trying, you have tried, it's not working, please call the emergency unit, call for help, and don't forget to report. Always remember, reporting is priority in this line, healthcare. You must report everything so that if the doctors are to help or they are supposed to track the progress, they will see what to work with. Because you are one of the first point of call when doctors need to know what is wrong with a patient. So in the case of emergencies, remember, calm down. If the person has fallen, don't move the person. Be sure. Call for help. Remember the ABCs. Remember there is airways. Check that their airways is open. Check that they are breathing. You can put your hand to see if air is exchanging. And of course, call for help. Don't forget. And then if you are more than 2 and there is need for CPR, which I will do in another video, you can start compression. 30 compression, 2 breaths. I will discuss that in another video. I hope this video has been helpful. Please do not panic. at the face of emergency. The person is panicking, so you cannot add to the panic. I hope this video has been useful. If you have not subscribed to this channel, it's not too late. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much for always coming back. I will always do my best to give valuable information so that you and I can be highly effective and efficient healthcare professional. Bye.